Happy Friday, coming off another 2-0 sweep, and we got two more NBA playoff games. Let's talk some basketball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and congratulations. We have made it to the end of the week, and it's been a good little run so far. So 2-0 yesterday, that was a beautiful little sweep. We will talk about that in a little while. That makes it 4 in a row. And NBA playoff betting is tough. Let's face it, it is hard. The lines are sharp. So when you win and you have good days or good runs like this, enjoy it because it's pretty awesome. So before we get into it, reminder, check out that MLB Best Bets video. And speaking of on a run, how about a 17-7 run now after another 2-0 sweep yesterday? Been on a roll there, so go check that video out. Bear with me tonight. I'm not feeling the best, so if I get a little weird, you know why. Although some of you might already think I'm weird just in general. But anyways, I'm ready to get rolling. We got a two-game slate to talk about as the Cavs and the Mavericks try to advance and knock their opponent out of the playoffs. We will see what happens. But anyways, it starts with that dad joke. So here we go. And I have a warning. This is not very good. Probably not one of the best of the week. But what do you call margarine that you throw in the air? A butterfly. A beautiful little butterfly. Okay, anyways, that's A Bug's Life, by the way, if you haven't seen that movie. In this video, we're going to recap yesterday, and then I'm going to go over some key stats, like always, and then we'll give you our best bets and wrap it all up with the bets recap. So hit that like button, leave a comment below, and hit that subscribe button. If you are new to the channel, as we inch closer and closer to 24,000 subscribers, you guys are freaking awesome. So let's get into it, and it starts with the recap. All right, there is the recap. A nice 2-0 day, but this first one, I'm not as excited as usual because I know some of you guys may have gotten 36.5. If you got it late, then it was kind of a weird bet because the lines just were taking off all day because Dame and Giannis all of a sudden were questionable. Dame ended up playing. It came out at 32.5. I saw on DraftKings right before game time. So I don't know who was able to get this early, like when we announced it at 37.5, but he ended right on 37. It was absolutely sweaty, guys. There were so many things to it. I'm just going to mention a couple things. He had two possessions almost back-to-back where he got an offensive rebound putback. That's 6 right there in two possessions. And then he had one time in the second half that was absolutely brutal. He got offensive rebound, offensive rebound, offensive rebound, and a putback for 5 more PRs in one possession. That's 11 in 3 possessions. And somehow, some way, I thought this bet was over. He had 37 with 2.5 minutes to go. Game was a blowout. They took every starter out except for him because he was at the free throw line. But I knew this was going to be his last chance. He's at 36 PRAs, makes the first free throw to go to 37, and misses the second one. He gets taken out and ends at 37. I got some luck. It was just absolutely insane. He had one hell of a game and got a ton of offensive rebounds. But anyways, that was a nice winner. And then Jalen Brunson, he's just the man. I mean, honestly, if you watch him play, just what a game. And he is just unbelievable. I was just talking to Ryan before this video. We are talking about how surprisingly good he is. When he came over to the Knicks, we did not think he was going to be this great. He's just got that dog in him, and he is one hell of a player. But either way, that was an easy win. So I think he had 11 or 12 assists on his own. So there we go. 2-0 day, 4-0 run. We are now back to practically even. 23-20 record, but some of those bets that I won were half units, unfortunately. So that's the bets recap for May 2nd. And now let's talk some key stats. All right, we got 5 key stats for you to talk about for some players playing on Friday. So if you are new, we just like to talk some rebound chances and potential assist stats because that's, it's kind of like shot attempts for points. So here we go. Evan Mobley, 16 rebounds and 23 rebound chances. But the thing to mark here is he had so many because there was no Jared Allen. Now, he hasn't been practicing. It looks like he's not going to play, but you never know. And Mobley only averaging 8.4 rebounds and 16.6 rebound chances per game this series because Jared Allen was playing all the other games. So be sure to check that. But Evan Mobley without Allen had one hell of a game rebounding. And then Wendell Carter, 11 on 21. There's what he's averaging, 5.6 on 12.2. Again, no Jared Allen, and Wendell Carter was able to rebound a little bit more. But also with Wendell Carter, something else I want to note, that he got 33 minutes, and he hadn't got more than 24 minutes in any game in the series. So where's he going to be in the next game? Who knows? But and then Paul George there, 11 on 16. There's what he's averaging. So he had a big game last game. And then Franz Wagner, 5 rebounds on 11 rebound chances. But he's averaging 7.4 on 12.4 rebound chances. So not too shabby. And then Luka, the man. The only assist one I have on here today, 10 assists on 20 potential assists. He usually converts more than 50% of his potential assists. He's averaging 8.8 on 15.6 just to show you that. But if he gets another 20 potential assists, he should easily get 10 or more assists. So, anyways, those are the key stats for Friday, May 3rd. And now it's time for the best bets. All right, this segment of the show was brought to you by our sponsor, Better Bet. That's BTR Bet, the best place to find, track, analyze, and share your bets. Click that link below in the description and go check it out. So here we go. This first bet takes us out to Orlando, Florida. We got the Magic hosting the Cleveland Cavaliers. Magic -4 with a low total of 199. All right, we're going to talk about who I think is going to win each game in that third bet. But my best bet in this game, give me Franz Wagner over 4.5 assists at -122 on DraftKings. We've talked about this before and all his potential assists. We'll get into all those numbers, but I did see this a little bit higher in other books. I think FanDuel was already at -135 or somewhere around there. So hopefully DK keeps it low. But when I released it on in our Discord and all that the night before, it's -122. So I love the value here. But I would not be surprised if it moved to 5.5 by tip off. So he has the role. If you have not watched the Atlanta Magic game, he is like kind of a de facto, I wouldn't say point guard, but he is the playmaker. He has the most drives on the Orlando Magic team, the most drives to the basket, and that's what's opening up a ton of opportunities for Mr. Wagner. And he had 6 dimes on 11 potential assists last game. Now, in the 2 games in Orlando before Game 5, he had 4 assists on only 7 potentials, which was really low for him. That was just an outlier in my opinion. And then 8 assists on 14 potential assists the game before that. I mean, to be honest, I think the floor for him is 4 dimes, and we need 5. That's all we need. So he's averaging 11.6 potential assists per game this season. So if he just hits his average of 11 or 12, and all we need to do is 5 to cash it. I mean, the conversion rate is under 50%, and usually he's getting 50 or more. Most people get at least 50% of their assists and potential assists. So now we're, like we've seen in the regular season, like we've seen in the playoffs, this Magic team is absolutely elite at home. They shoot better at home. There's guys like Jalen Suggs and other players that just play better at home. Better shooting, better offense usually will lead to more assists and more opportunities and a higher conversion rate of those potential assists. So I love the aggressiveness of Mr. Wagner, and I just think he's going to get a ton of potential assists. I think he's, again, going to get 11 plus, and if I only need 5, sign me up. That is my first best bet of the night. All right, this second one takes us out to Dallas, Texas. We got the Mavericks hosting the Clippers, trying to close this series out. The Mavericks -8 total in this game, 206.5. Now, we're like I said before, we're going to talk about both of these games a little bit more after this, so I'm just going to give you my best bet. It is a player prop. It is a guy I've bet multiple times this series. I think I'm 1-2 on him, to be honest with you. I've made the wrong bet here and there, but I love this bet. Give me Ivica Zubac over 13.5 points at -112 on DraftKings. I was eyeing this since the last game. He's been leaned on to score a lot more with Kawhi out. So he scored 13 or more points in every game this series. That's right. Every single game, he has scored 13 or more. I mean, you're going to tell me his floor for scoring in this series is 13 and I only need 14? I'll take it. That's not too bad. But he's played 30 plus minutes in every single game except last game because it was an absolute annihilation. I know that's in the cards here today. But I think they keep starters in a lot longer because they're not playing for tomorrow. They're just playing for their season. So in that game, he only scored 20, or he only played 26 minutes and still scored 15 points. So the Mavs just don't have an answer. We've seen that. They just don't have the guys. Gafford, Lively, all those guys, they cannot defend Zubac. He can score. He's been very efficient at scoring too. So he's averaging 16 points per game this season, or this series, not season, sorry. 16 points per game this series. And now we have a do or die game where I expect him to play 30 plus minutes, and they're going to drop a line of 13.5. I got to jump on it. I think it's a little bit too low. I thought it would start at least at 14.5. And then he's also a guy who takes a lot of shots around the rim, which means he's a very efficient scorer. He doesn't need 15 shot attempts to score 14 points or anything. He's taken 11 or more shot attempts in every game, except for the blowout last game. But he still went 7 for 8 and went over 13.5 like we talked about. So no Kawhi means Zubac is going to be leaned on to score because who knows what you're going to get out of Harden because he just absolutely takes pride in disappearing in some playoff games as we've seen before in the past and as we've seen this series again. So give me Zubac to go over this line for the 4th time in the series. And that is my second best bet. Now let's move on to the final bet of the day. All right, before we get into this third bet, I believe I may have just said that the Clippers were looking to close out the series. Obviously, that was just wrong. It's late at night. As you guys know, the Mavericks are obviously the team looking to close it out. And speaking of that, my third best bet, I have not done these in a while and I just miss them. So let's throw a half unit on it. Give me a moneyline parlay, Magic and Mavericks at plus 107 on DraftKings. I'm not going to go into super detail and make this 10 minutes long, but the Magic, we all know they are unbelievable at home. In the regular season, they were the number one home against the spread team in the entire NBA. They are very tough to beat in Orlando, and we've already seen that. They have a 38 and a 23-point win against this Cavaliers team. The Cavs are 1-3 overall in Orlando this year, and the one win they shot over 50%. And oh, by the way, one of their best players, Jared Allen, looks like he's not going to play. I like the Magic -4 as well. I think the Magic win. They force a game 7 here. I like Franz and Mr. Boncaro to step up and the entire team. I think Suggs has a little bit better game and so on and so on. So give me the Magic money line. And then the second leg, the Mavericks money line. They smell blood in the water. They know the Clippers are toast. The last game the Clippers won in the series was because Paul George had to absolutely go off. And that you just can't count on that. I mean, they don't have a big margin for error with no healthy Kawhi Leonard or no Kawhi at all. It's just unfortunate for the Clippers. They keep thinking they have the team to go to the title, and they just are never healthy at the right time or never playing right or something. So I think Luka and Kyrie. I mean, you're going to give me Luka and Kyrie at home to close out the series. I trust them. I think they're going to make it happen. I mean, this spread is like 8 or 9, like we just talked about. It's that big for a reason, guys. I think the Mavericks are the better team. We saw last game where the Mavericks absolutely dominated. The Clippers have to shoot extremely well in order to win the series or to win a game here without Kawhi Leonard. So give me the Mavericks to take care of business at home and close out the series. Give me the Magic to force a game 7. Put both of those two together, a nice money line parlay at plus 107 on DraftKings. All right, there we go. That is Friday. Those are my 3 best bets. And let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. Franz Wagner over 4.5 assists at -122. And then we got Ivica Zubac over 13.5 points at -112. And then a half unit play. Magic and Mavericks moneyline parlay. Give me both home teams to take care of business at plus 107. All right, let's finish the week strong. Let's get 3 more winners, make it a 7-0 run. If I have any added plays, I don't know if I will, but they'll be in the pinned comments below on X and on Discord. So just a reminder again, go check out that MLB video and see if we can stay hot to end the week there as well. But thank you for another incredible week, for just listening to me, allowing me to talk sports with you guys. It's been a lot of fun. I just absolutely love it. So anyways, hope you have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.